What is up, YouTube? It is your boy Zid back at it again with another video, and today I have a really good one for y'all. This is something that I've been planning for a while now, and it's going to be a lot more detailed than a lot of the other videos that I've done because I've gotten so many questions about what specific skills was I tested on when I took my CNA exam. Now, again, I am in North Carolina. You have 5 skills that you're specifically tested on, and that's what you are going to be tested on when it comes time for you to do your exam. Even though there are, how many? I think it's 23. It's officially 23 skills that was in our state book from Pearson, but you only have to focus on 5. So that's the important part. Before you guys said, I know I said I was gonna get the Bahamas vlog out, but I'm working on that right now and it's taking me a lot longer. I'm still, noticing and enjoying this tan that I got, even though I was so sunburnt. My nose started peeling and my lips started peeling this first day that I got back. So I'm just, I'm gonna get my color back. It's okay, but I'm enjoying this tan right now. Before we get into it, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like, comment, share any video that you feel like has brought you some joy and has brought you some knowledge, and pass it on to your fellow future CNAs or just RN students or anybody you want to see the video, because we growing. I almost got 1,500 subscribers. We are almost at 1,500 subscribers, which is huge. I think I checked it this morning. We were at 1496. So 4 more, we're already at 15. I'm sure by the time this video is posted, we'll be at 15. So, I'm gonna put this is gonna be the loudest one that I've done, because I know I do it a lot when we hit new goals. But let's get a round of applause. I couldn't do this thing without you guys, and we are so close to being fully monetized. So I can't say nothing but thank you for anybody that's supporting the channel, and I'll continue to drop weekly hits for you guys. I'm even trying to get at least 2 videos out, but y'all know having school and work and all the other stuff is kind of hard to do, but nonetheless, we're growing. So yeah, I've already said follow, go ahead and subscribe, comment right now before you even get into the video, because that's what helps me grow the most in the algorithm. I'm also trying to grow my following over to the Instagram, so go follow me on Instagram. Go follow that Instagram, because I'm trying to hit 5,000 followers over there, and I'm at 4,800, something like that, but we almost there. So let's get there. I know you guys can do it. So yeah, enough pubbing. Let's get into the video. So in total, you have, I think it's 23 is what I'm seeing in the book. 23 specific skills. Although it says that you will not be tested on what in my book is skill 12, which is measuring electronic blood pressures, because typically, especially if you work in a hospital, a lot of the blood pressures that you take will be taken on a Dynamap or a monitor. You won't have to worry about taking any blood pressures. Also, at a nursing home, from my experience, because I am signed onto an agency as well, we don't take blood pressures. We don't take vitals, for that matter. The only vital you really have to take, especially at a nursing home, is going to be a temperature. And typically, that is, so simple. You just stick the thermometer in their mouth, or you do auxiliary. And you never do rectum. I think that's only required for a baby. But yeah, that's how you take the temperature, and typically you don't have to. So a Dynamap is just a blood pressure cuff. You hit start on the Dynamap or the monitor, and it takes it for you. So that's probably why you're not tested on it. And that skill is not tested. But I'm going to go through every single skill, and then I'm going to tell you about what I was tested on and how I prepared for it. All right. So from my book, again, this book is from Pearson, and I also talked about it a lot on the original video, how I passed my CNA exam. I went over every single step in order to kind of study for it and what to expect with it. Now, I was lucky. I only had 2 wet skills, and the wet skills weren't even really wet skills to me. It was denture and hand washing. Those were my only wet skills. Everything else was more of your dry skills. So I got lucky. Again, it's random. Whoever your preceptor is or your tester, state board tester, they, you know, don't pick them, but it's off random. Some people got more wet skills than dry skills. I was lucky enough to not have that, right? First skill is going to be hand washing. And when you are tested, the first skill is hand washing. That was, you know, cut and dry. If you mess this up, I told you guys in the last video, you're going to fail your state board exam and you will have to retake it. And you will have to pay to retake it. So avoid that at all costs. Hand washing is so simple. The second one is going to be skill 2, applies 1 knee-high elastic stocking. Let's just keep on going with the list. Number 3, assist to ambulate using a transfer belt, or what we called it in my program, a gator belt. This one is really, really easy. This is actually one that I was tested on. And luckily it's a dry skill, because the more wet skills you have, the harder the exam, because the wet skills have to be done in a specific order. Some of the dry skills, you're able to switch out the order of the skill, because you can still pass with, you know, swapping some of the stuff in order. We'll move on. Skill 4, assist with the use of a bedpan. Skill 5, cleans upper or lower denture. And in my case, it was both upper and lower denture, not or. Skill 6, counts and records radial pulse. Skill 7, counts and records respiration. That's the simplest one. I didn't get this one. I know somebody that did. They were happy about that. Skill 8, donning and removing the PPE. That's your gown and your gloves. Skill 9 is dressing client with affected weak right arm. Again, on your stroke patients, they typically will have a weak side. This is a skill for definitely stroke patients, if you work on a stroke floor or a neuro floor as well. Skill 10, feeds client who cannot feed themselves. I was so happy to not have this one. I know somebody that messed up on this one, and even though they passed, it sucked, because if you skip something on here, you're probably going to fail that skill. Skill 11, gives modified bed bath. It's a bed bath. Golly, they do it so much different in the hospital, but it's a bed bath. Skill 12 is your measuring and recording electronic blood pressure. I told y'all in the beginning you won't be tested on that. It says actually in the book, skill not tested. Skill 13, measure and record urinary output. That's usually for your Foley bags or your catheter bags. You'll have to empty those, and you'll have to record how much they use. Also, if they are, I haven't really, on my floor they don't do it as much, but you put a little recorder into the toilet, and they would urinate, and then you can record it that way. But typically you pour it into a different container that has a more detailed measurements, and that's how you would record input and output, or your I's and O's. Skill 14, measure and record weight of the ambulatory client or patient. Skill 15, performs modified passive range of motion, or PROM, of 1 knee and 1 ankle. Again, this is one that I practiced because I kind of felt like I was going to get it, and I did. I was lucky enough to get this skill because it was so simple. Dry skill, can't beat it. Skill 16, performs modified passive range of motion for, or PROM, for 1 shoulder. So you have your knee and your ankle, and you have 1 shoulder one as well. Skill 17, positions patient on 1 side. This is simply just putting pillows underneath the patient for 1 side so they can, get them turned. It's called turning your patient, basically. Skill 18, provides catheter care for female. Catheter care, Foley care, same name, same difference. My hospital says Foley. A lot of other places say catheter. It's the same thing. So Foley catheter. Skill 19, provides foot care on 1 foot. Wet skill, glad I didn't get it. I don't mind feet, but it was just a lot of different steps that you had to take in order to get the skill right. And I didn't have to, I avoided that entire thing. I was happy about that. Skill 20, provides mouth care. This is one that my examiner told me we won't be tested on. Luckily, we wasn't tested on this because typically the nurses will do your mouth care, oral care. They, at my hospital at least, a lot of the nurses, they take the full charge on oral care. You can do it, you can chart it, but typically the nurse is going to be the one to do the oral care because they have to assess the patient's grill anyway, right? Skill 21, provides peri care. for female. They have pericare for female and pericare for male. It is done specifically for male and female. There are a couple of skills that are swapped in between. If you want me to do a video specifically reading the steps, which I've done, it's going to be so time consuming, but I can do it and I will do it for you guys. Comment below. I want the specific in detail for each step because I'll give that to you guys. And I feel like it'll be very, very beneficial to my audience and to you guys that are new to the channel as well. If you are new to the channel and you've already made it this far in the video, go ahead and subscribe because you will get plenty of access and information about the CNA game and nursing student game. So go ahead and subscribe, support the channel because I'm coming back to you guys every single week with a new video. And we have two more. So we have transfers patient from bed to wheelchair using a transfer belt / gator belt. Pretty cut and dry. And the last one is going to be measuring and recording manual blood pressure. No one was tested on this. Luckily, you will get tested on it. This is something that was heavily practiced in my, I'm coming back from the gym, in my CNA program. And it was pretty detailed. Nobody wanted this one because when it's loud and your heart is beating and you're racing and you're nervous because your preceptor is looking at you, staring at you, and the person that you're testing on, you know, it's a lot going on. It's hard to hear exactly when the heartbeat starts and when it stops because that's what you're looking for whenever you're doing your manual blood pressure. Again, at a hospital, you won't have to deal with this. They have Dynamaps. They have electronic devices that can take these blood pressures for you. You're lucky if you do not get this one. And luckily, no one in my program received this one. I don't know. I don't think the state should test on this one simply because they have electronic stuff that can take the blood pressure for you and the nurse. And I would hate if someone failed their CNA skills exam over something like this because I have been a CNA for already a year now and I haven't taken one manual blood pressure yet, right? Right. So we're going to talk about specifically my 5 and how I prepared for them. Again, if you want more details, it's in the video. I'll actually put it in the description below, but I've done a full detailed video on how I passed the exam on the first try. And then I talked about how I passed the skills exam as well. There's a method that my program used called the Pick 5, which means the last month of the program, or maybe last 3 weeks of the program, we came in every single day and we picked 5 out of a bucket, 5 out of a bowl, and we did our 5 skills. And watching my, program mates do it as well, watching the mistakes that they made it a lot easier. We were, I think, overly prepared for the skills exam because that is the harder exam. Again, the written exam, I told you guys not to worry about it. If you are up here, if you're knowledgeable up there when it comes to certain stuff and you can answer a multiple choice exam, you're going to pass that with no problem. The skills exam was easily the harder exam. Everyone was shaking up about it. We're all flipping through our books nonstop. Like, oh my God, like, am I going to be able to pass? I don't know. Like, do you know this skill? We're practicing skills. People forgetting stuff. But in the exam, our professor came in and was like, hey, everybody take a deep breath. In and out. You're going to do fine. You've prepared for this. You've gotten ready for this. And that's why I say that my instructor from my program was a nurse for like 30 years and she made us absolutely comfortable. I felt absolutely comfortable when she was training us and she had us more than prepared, more than ready. So yeah, definitely these skills are a lot more in depth than I thought they were going to be. But when you're dealing with, assisting the nurses and saving lives, you need to know all of this information. Now, I know I went off on a tangent. Let's get into the specific skills that I had. First skill for everybody was hand washing. Hand washing, you mess that up, you mess up the exam. I'm not going to get too deep into hand washing, but hand washing is hand washing. I haven't been tested on this so long, but you have specific steps that you do when it comes to hand washing. No one messed this up. I haven't done it in so long, and I know there's specific steps that you have to take. Lather the fingers for at least 20 seconds. Turn on both hot and cold. Don't just turn on one. And apply soap to hands. Make sure that you're rubbing between your hands and your fingertips. Make sure when you dry your fingertips first. And then again, when you're in the healthcare field and once you already pass, it's whatever, you know what I mean? Like everyone washes their hands, nurses wash their hands. Just make sure you wash hands and use hand sanitizer when it comes to hand washing once you're already in the healthcare, but there's specific steps. And again, I talked about this specifically in the last video, so everybody go watch it. I think it has like 23,000 views. So apparently somebody is pushing it and is getting a lot of love because it has so much knowledge in it. I took so much time, so much effort, and that was actually the first video I posted when it comes to the CNA channel. So yeah, go ahead and check that video out. But I had hand washing. That was my first step. Second step was ambulating the patient, which means I used the gator belt to pick the patient up, walk them, I think it's 10 steps forward, 10 steps back, kind of assisting them with kind of like a standby motion, kind of staggered to the patient. And ambulating was a dry skill. I got lucky. Third one was going to be my denture care. So that was a wet skill. Granted, denture care is not like bed bath. It was way more simple. I did that one with ease. It wasn't a problem. My fourth one, I think, was my range of motion. So I had range of motion, which was really simple. Which is I had the knee and the ankle, not the shoulder. But make sure you ask, are you feeling any pain? If you are feeling any pain, is it in the scale of 1 to 10? Make sure you're grabbing the base of both the knee and the ankle. You want to support both of those because if you're dealing with range of motion, you have to be able to kind of like glide the patient so the patient can not have to do so much of the work, but you're just getting those arms moving, getting those legs moving so they don't become contracted. Stuff like that. Simple stuff like that. And luckily, in the age of COVID, I was asked to do donning the PPE. When I saw this as my final skill, I literally wanted to get on both knees and go. Because I got lucky. I got lucky with that one. Again, halfway through this exam for the 30 minutes that I had, my heart rate already went down. I wasn't really nervous anymore. I wasn't really worried. I just passed it. And when it came to donning the PPE, I got lucky. Even the person that was in my group, that I was doing the exam with, she looked at me and she was like, now you know you lucky with that one. So I was like, yeah. So I had donning the PPE, passed that with ease. And those were my 5. Now there were some people that had some more difficult and more strategic skills, but luckily I didn't, and I'm blessed for that. I'm lucky for that. And I've been a CNA now for a year in the hospital and for agency. So I hope this video helped. I wanted to do this video for a minute. If you want me to get more in depth into that book, I wouldn't mind it at all. I'll do that, no problem, no question. But you guys got to keep supporting. So I appreciate all the love I've been getting. Go ahead and like, go ahead and comment. Those were my 5 skills. Make sure if you're going to do the CNA exam, you're practicing your pick 5 because you can get any of those 23. And 3 of them aren't tested. So any of those 20. And it can come rapid. It could come whenever. If you're unprepared, you probably are not going to pass it. I know other people that had to retake the skills exam written is a breeze. But I have videos on both, so go ahead and check those out. Thank you for watching. If this video helped you in any way, go ahead and subscribe. We're almost at 1,500 subscribers, and the goal is 3,000 by the end of the year. I know we can do it. I know we can do it. Hopefully, I'm not shooting too far with it, but I think 15 in 4 months can happen. I really do. So, yeah, thanks for watching. That's all I got for you on this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll be back. All right? Peace.